looks pretty good. All right, here we are the evening before rifle season opens up. And boy, it's been another year. You know, year has come and gone. It's kind of hard to believe. But here we are in the morning, rifle season opens up. And I just got permission day before yesterday to hunt this property. So I know nothing about this property. I absolutely know nothing about it. And so I wanted to get out here yesterday, but I didn't get a chance. I got tied up, so here I am at really a bad time to get out here the evening before, but it's going to rain in the morning, and they're calling for showers all day long, so it's going to be a pretty wet, nasty day, it looks like. But anyway, I got 3 days to hunt here. You know, that's it. I got tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. So it's kind of a short deal. But I've never been on this place. There's about 120 acres in here. And so because I've never been on here, and I didn't really know where I was going to put my blind, you know, the whole thing begins. All right, so here's how I go on a new piece of property and find a place pretty quick to set up. All right, I have no trail cameras. I have no idea of what's on here. I've only been on here for 2 hours. That's it, 2 hours. And I've not been walking, you know, where I think that there's any deer. I've just been walking kind of the outside perimeter, you know, kind of looking. But what's the first thing, when you go on a new piece of property, okay, what's the first thing you look for? Well, I'm gonna tell you in this video how I scout a brand new piece of property and be set up to hunt within 24 hours on a pretty good spot. So you go onto a brand new piece of property, you've never been there, you have no trail camera pics, you have no history whatsoever on this piece of property, and sometimes it can be overwhelming and you go, well, what do I do now? I don't know, I don't even know where to start. So where is a good place for me to start to get a quick hunt? Well, the first thing I do, now I've never been on this place, I have no clue. I've been on here for 2 hours and that's it. You know, the last 2 hours, and I didn't even really want to come in here. I didn't really want to come in here the day before rifle season, but it's going to rain tomorrow. It's going to be a 90%, 70, 80, 90% chance all day until about 4 o'clock tomorrow evening. So it's going to be a wet, nasty day for an opening day and try to hunt. So I had to come in here and bring a pop-up blind. I called the lady that owns the land. I said, you care if I go in there and just pop a blind up and because I don't want to, you know, get the camera wet or get me wet. And she said, well, that'd be fine. So anyway, there's 120 acres in here. It's about around 120 acres, okay? But probably, I'm going to say, probably 90 acres is all fields. All right, there's this huge field here that's right toward, you know, it's right on the road, so we're not going to be hunting here because, you know, it's right by the road. But there's this big field you can see right behind me, okay? And all this is, there's a little old brush line that comes right here. This is the property. This is a part of the property. It's a little old brush line that comes right here that's probably not even 40, 50 yards wide. And then the rest of the timber that's on the property is over here, just across the corner of this field, and it goes up, and it's probably about, I'd say about 20 acres of timber, but it's not very wide. You probably shoot across it probably, you know, 80, 90 yards across. So it's not very much woods on this property. You say, well, why would you pick that property and get excited about it when there's not very much timber? Well, here's why. There's not been a living soul on this property for 4 years. 4 years there ain't been one hunter on this place. Not one. So, of course, you know, when I started asking about it, the first questions that I ask is, well, what's around you? You know, who owns this? So I got on that Onyx. Okay, I actually see the roof of the neighbor's house. Well, not quite. There's a barn, I guess, but way out through there. You know, a pretty good safe distance, but it's part of it. All right, they own some and they hunt. Okay, so that's all right. They got a little bit of land over here. Over here on the very back in here at the end of this field on their property is a big 300-acre piece of timber and field. I mean, it's just a big old looking piece. She said, you can't hunt over there. She said, you better not even look over there. She said, they are really, pretty nasty about about people getting on their land, but they hunt. She said, there's several of them. It's in there, and it's a big family, and they get in there and they hunt. Well, your mind starts rolling. So you're on a brand new piece of place. What do? First thing I do is as soon as I get out of the car and I start walking through these fields and looking, I'm not looking around, I'm looking down. Tracks will never lie to you. Tracks will tell you if there's deer there. If you go into a place and there's not a lot of tracks, go somewhere else. But if you go in there and you start walking and you just start seeing tracks, and you can tell there's more than just 2 or 3 deers doing it, then that's a good sign. And I had got right out of the Jeep, come right down through here, and I mean all the way down this field right by the road, there's tracks. I get down here in this bottom field, and the first track I seen right here, I mean it's like right probably 100 yards right behind me, there was a big old track. I mean about the size of a big old deep track with big old dew claws. Well, what makes that? Well, that didn't just magically appear. That don't just magically show up, okay? There's something that made that, all right? So what made it? That's right, a heavy deer, a big deer. Little deer don't make that kind of track. So when I saw that track, that didn't lie to me. I know there's a heavy bodied, big bodied, probably a 200-pound deer walking around here, and he's got big old dew claws, and it's, and it's a good 90% chance that's a big buck. I guarantee you a doe did not make that track. So when I seen that, boy, that just, that gets you excited, because you know that there is a buck that has been in here in the last few days. So is he staying here? Is he staying on? Is he right in here? Probably not. There's not very much for him to be around except the open field, and they got these beans cut. They had these beans cut not too long ago. But I bet you one thing, he's probably over here, or he's back yonder somewhere on that in that big block of timber probably. So what does that tell you? Well, open the day of rifle season, the first 2 or 3 days, I'm going to hunt the fence line. I'm going to hunt as close to Farmer Jones's fence as I can. Now I'm not going to get over, right up at 15, 20 yards on the fence line. That's not. I'm not going to do that. But I am going to get back to where I can watch what comes out this back door, because I guarantee you when the guns start going off and people start moving in there, if there's nobody been in here for 4 years, this is about all they need right here. You see this is all that a buck sometimes needs to feel safe. He don't need a great big old piece of timber. Or over there, in that piece of timber over there, it goes down, then to get from over here, when they're pushed, to over here, what they got to do? They got to walk across the field. They don't just take a cape and fly over. They got to walk across the field. And I bet you I'm going to see deer walking across this field or running across this field when these guys get to shooting and these guys get to pushing. They're going to go across this field, and it may be that thing that made that big track. So about an hour after being in here and seeing how it lay, because I hadn't been in here, I said, well, it's pretty simple. I'm going to take my blind, I'm going to set it up there in the corner of this field where I can watch the back door over here, and this field down in here is about 250 yards is about the max you're going to be able to shoot. So anywhere from 0 to 250 yards, I'm going to be in pretty good shape. So instead of hunting right up on this ridge top where these little woods are at, or right down here, I'm going to get where I can watch the traffic. So when you go on a new piece of property, look for tracks, but also look at what your neighbors are doing and find the area where you can get the traffic. Because if there's nobody that's been over here and the deers ain't used to smelling nobody, they're not used to seeing nobody, not used to seeing no danger, then he's going to come out of there and into this safety over here. But to get there, he's got to cross that little corner. Usually it's the corners. That ain't usually right out in the wide open field, but usually it's them little corners, and he's going to stay as close to that corner as he can, and that's exactly where I got my blind. So anywhere in that corner he comes out, he's in trouble. So that's what I look for. I get on the fence line the first 2 or 3 days of the season. I ain't got a whole lot of time to hunt here. I've just got 3 days, and that's it. And then I'm going to be on the road. So I'm not going to be trophy hunting. I'm not. That'd be great if I kill a big one, but I'm not really going to be trophy hunting. I'm just going to try to shoot a decent buck, legal buck, and a doe, and get out of here. But how you fill a tag really quick is hunt them points, hunt them little pinch points where the pressure is going to run the deer over to you, and just set to where you could really watch and get a play and make sure there's a lot of big tracks around, because if they were in here, they're going to be in here again. So that's what I do. So I hope that helps you when you just got a limited time to hunt and you're looking for a spot to hunt. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in here in the morning. It's probably going to be raining. I'll probably come in here with an umbrella so I don't get wet. But I'm just going to get in this blind and watch. And hopefully something good happens. So, and we'll be videoing. So hopefully we'll get a good kill on tape. So I'll see you in the morning in the old tent over here. And hopefully something good happens. Y'all have a safe season and good luck to you. Well, as you can see, we took a real nice doe yesterday evening. The camera light was really, really poor when the deer came out, and it just didn't pick it up very good. So anyway, but we took this really nice doe. Man, the weather has just been terrible. I mean, 30, 40 mile an hour winds the first 2 days of season. It's just really been bad, raining. Today, or yesterday evening, we caught a break, and the deer started moving, and this big old lone doe come out last night, so we're gonna get her skinned out and try to get back in the woods this evening. But seen a big buck yesterday morning. I mean, a giant buck. So that's where that big old track come from. So I know there's a big one in there. I figured so. But use the methods that we talked about. I shot this deer actually jumped the neighbor's fence, come over onto our side, and so. Here's a prime example of what hunting fence lines can do if you're just looking to feel a deer tag. Hey, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Just hit that subscribe button down in the corner. I really appreciate it. Also, like and follow my Facebook page. Check out DaleOutdoors.com, my website. Check out SpringFeverCustomCalls.com, where you can get an official Dale Outdoors t-shirt, and also my signature series of turkey calls is available there on Spring Fever and all the other great calls. Check out So Outdoors and all the great links that's in our descriptions, and I'd really, really appreciate it. So maybe we'll get back out tomorrow, and I've only got a couple more days, and then we'll be on the road for some trips. But maybe we got a couple days to try to fill our buck tag. But right now we're gonna get this deer skinned out and have some fresh back straps tonight. We'll see you in the next one.